Good morning. How are y'all doing? So, I decided, even though I look a mess, I decided to come on here and do a follow up, I guess you would call it, to a video I made about a month ago about what would you do in a marriage, like not in a marriage, but what would you do taking his maiden name, your husband's or fiance's maiden name, his last name versus your maiden name. Sorry y'all, I'm all over the place right now, but yeah, like all my videos are. I'm gonna try not to ramble, but I did take a little notes to write things down. I've been having brain fog lately. Anyways, I'm gonna try not to ramble and stick to the topic. So in my last video, I talked about the logistics of changing your name after marriage. Like, went to the Social Security office, the DPS, and just the debate between keeping your maiden name or taking your husband's name. So in today's video, what we're going to talk about, we're going to go a little deeper into the symbols of our names and our rings. So, yeah. And what it all represents. And it actually represents in a partnership. I can't even talk. I am so sorry, y'all. This is being butchered, but it's a real video. So I want to talk about we're gonna get into why. First thing first, why the why behind the name, legacy versus autonomy. So in the other video, we looked at and I talked about my husband's aunt keeping her choice was to keep her maiden name, and that was her choice. And remember, we talked about my husband's grandmother. When she married his grandfather, she still uses his grandfather's last name. And one similarity is that both the Porters and the Willinghams are very Christian couples. Okay, so I've been thinking about this. It's not really just about the act of, it's not just about the paperwork. It's about the act of autonomy. I think I'm saying the word right. Autonomy. Yeah, I wrote it down and my brain is having so much fog. It's like putting letters together. But yeah, keeping like my husband's aunt keeping her own history for herself, like with her maiden name. Whereas you have when we look at whereas you have my husband's grandmother, who still carries her husband's last name. For me, it's a beautiful act of legacy. And I'm reading my notes because I wrote it down so I wouldn't forget something. But yeah, it's a beautiful act of legacy honoring the connection between them both. And for me, the way I look at it, both of them are valid. I see both sides. And also, I see it from both angles. And then honestly, like, I can understand it from both angles. And then for me also, the question isn't which is right, but what does your name represent to you? Is it a bridge to your husband and his family, or is it a personal anchor to where you came from? It means like what it is to you. What does it mean to you? To me, and I'm gonna just give a little bit of my opinion here. So for me, it's a little bit of both. So for me, with the fact of where I came from, I personally now, as I get older, I'm sitting here thinking like, I love my maiden name, but that goes into a whole nother subset of like the people behind the name, the family behind the name. That's not saying that I don't love my family, because I love them with everything I got in me. But some of them people you have to love from a distance, and I'm not going to that point because I don't want to get off topic. But yeah, so what I have in my notes here also is the bridge to my husband's family. Now, I love my husband and his family to pieces, even though sometimes my husband makes me want to, husbands know how to push their wives' buttons. And I guess vice versa too. But yeah, well, not that I guess, I know vice versa. I mean, we're only human, right? So yeah, the next point for me is the symbol of the ring. Now, we also have to talk about the ring thing. Sometimes we joke about not wearing a ring, because me and my husband, honestly, why I brought this up is because me and my husband had a conversation last night about, because his favorite singer, how can I put this the way I remember it? Yeah, we were talking, his favorite rapper is Glorilla. And I love Jeff Hardy. Even though I love the wrestler, I have been having a crush on Jeff Hardy since the 90s. And I'm in my late 30s now. Y'all know how old I am. But yeah. Loyalty, right? Anyways. So, I told my husband, I was just joking. And I'm going to tell you what he said. I told him, I said, well, if we were at the AMAs, because that's what I was watching. And I told him, I was like, well, if you want to take your ring off, I can hold your ring and you go over there and talk to Glorilla. And then I take mine off and go over there and just conversate with Riley Green. Now, I was just joking. My husband took it. He was like, yeah, I'm not about to take my ring off. You done lost your mind. He was like, because he was still joking. He didn't mean it in a rough, gruff, angry way. He just meant it in like, I'm not doing that. And then he was like, I'm not keeping my wife a secret. To me, that means telling the world I'm not married. So he's all about the ring. And we had this conversation a while ago, some years ago too. I'm like, I told him then, I'm like, if you ever take your ring off and go outside this house without your ring on, it's going to be a problem between us. But then we also talked about the marriage license. Like, okay, why do you need a piece of paper to tell the world that you love this person when love is in action, I guess? But yeah, that's a whole nother subset also. So going back to my notes. Okay, so I put down here, rings are interesting. Because we joked about wearing a ring versus not wearing a ring. Rings are interesting. They're an external symbol of an internal commitment. Like I said, me and my husband and I have talked about that. And for some, the ring is a proud statement showing and telling the world and others that you're off the market. But for others, this is what I have in my notes. For others, the marriage is just as real without the ring. And to each his own. I mean, if you want to wear your ring, you can't force another person in a whole nother marriage to wear theirs if that's not what they want. And my thing is, so that got me to thinking, if you don't wear the ring, does that change the commitment? What I've realized is it's really about the conversation you have with your partner, not the piece of metal on your finger. But also, y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this. So, and then I have a third point I wanted to make. Personal identity. I call this section the personal identity versus partnership. And this is the last little bit for me. It says, because I don't want to keep this video too long, but it says, I wrote down finally, part 3. How do we define ourselves in marriage? Does the name change? Does the name change, or the ring define who you are? Or are they just badges we wear for the outside world? I realized that being a granddaughter and a wife is to my husband, and a granddaughter to a granny. Like, we just put our grannies in a pot and we just share all of our grannies, my husband and I. So I'm like, being a wife to him, my husband, and being a granddaughter to our grannies isn't defined by paperwork defined by the paperwork that I filed at the DPS office. It's defined by the love, the respect, the love and the respect that we have for each other every day. Now, this last little piece of that, part 3, or bullet point 3, whatever you want to call it, that I have, is whether you decide to change your name or keep your maiden name, you're still the same person. You're just writing your own history, or you're writing your own story. Brain fog, forgetfulness also. But so to end this video out, I would absolutely love to hear y'all thoughts in the comment section on this whole entire topic. And if you hadn't already and you just come across this video, you want to go back and watch the previous video I made on this, you can go back and watch that and watch this one and leave your comments there and here too. So let me know what you think, how y'all feel about this topic. If you are married, have you changed your name, or have you kept your maiden name for your own reasons? Let me know in the comment section. If you're in the process of getting married, or if you're engaged, or whatever have you, let me know what you think about this. Leave it in the comment section. And yeah, thank y'all for watching my video. Thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for commenting. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye, guys.